I've played video games my entire life.
I use media a lot.
The media affects us basically in every aspect of society.
Well, we live in a media-saturated culture.
It all depends on your morals.
I think media definitely enhances violence.
Examples, I don't know. Didn't the Columbine kids learn how to shoot guns by playing video games? I do think that it was caused by a social lack of understanding of bullying within schools, and that the students were just products of a culture that doesn't care about them anyway.
I heard something about Grand Theft Auto affecting kids and violence, but personally, I think that all depends on the intelligence of the kid.
The new movie Project X that came out a couple weeks ago in Jersey, there was that big party in just a new house in a development that nobody owned. Just a whole bunch of kids from Jersey went there, partied, lit the house on fire, caused millions of dollars in damage, and it was all because of the movie Project X.
Growing up, one of my favorite video games was Grand Theft Auto, and everyone blames violence in adolescence on video games and TV, and I've been watching movies like that and playing video games like that since I was a little girl, and as far as I know, I haven't mugged anybody or murdered anybody.
We grow up thinking about an ideal of beauty, or that violence is okay. I think people just generally become desensitized to it, and that's not okay.
I will watch a violent movie and I won't get up and shoot someone afterward. It's a moral standard, and apparently these standards are being instilled in children very young, but it doesn't correlate over media.
Media has affected me because I'm a terrible driver and I speed a lot, and I've watched the Need for Speed movies, play the Need for Speed video games, and all those movies and games, it's okay to go really, really fast.
No matter where I go, I'm going to be bombarded by media. I think that it's a double-edged sword. It's enriched our lives, but it also has made us jaded to actual conversation.
I think it's more about how they're raised. If a kid's brought up to know that something's wrong, I mean, it's fine if they play the video game, as long as their parents let them know, from an early age, that it's fine.
I wouldn't necessarily say that media makes a person violent, but I would say just by watching violent movies, like war movies, or playing violent video games like Grand Theft Auto, I would say that if a kid was borderline violent or wanted to act out violent things, that they would be more likely to do that just because of their exposure to that kind of media.
If they're raised in a bad environment, they might be violent. But if they have good parents that teach them right from wrong, then I don't think they will be violent.
If kids maybe come from a troubled home where maybe they've experienced violence, that it can certainly bring out violent problems in them.
I feel like they have to have some reasoning beforehand as to being violent. I don't think media just makes kids want to go out and be violent. I think it adds to it though, for sure.
Personally, I think that media's effect on violence in teens is getting steadily higher, just because they seem to be affected by it at lower and lower ages.
I don't think violence has been increasing. I mean, a couple thousand years ago, the Mayans and the Aztecs were throwing people down giant holes and sacrificing people on top of temples. Just kind of just for the hell of it. So, I mean, yeah, you hear about killings today and shootings today, but just hundreds of years ago, it was just mainstream to kill people like that. It was approved by the church, it was approved by the government. So, no, I don't think violence has been increasing.
Increase because of all the media violence around, and yeah, a lot of people kind of disagree to this, but I say that it's a fact that all this media violence would give us an idea about violence.
I don't think there should be a line, providing the media is not actually helping people kill people. There is something called freedom of speech and freedom of media and freedom of news, so they should be able to say whatever they want, providing it's not just a downright lie, and providing they're not actually taking each other's hand and helping them kill each other and advocating killing.
I don't really think there's a certain point when enough is enough. I think it's more of just like, you gotta know when to stop on your own.
I think Walmart and other buildings and like sale places should enforce their rules more about their ratings of their video games and the movies. Like if it's rated M, they shouldn't just let kids buy it. They should check the IDs.